What's up, everybody? This is X Spider here, and if you didn't watch my first video or my welcome back commentary about how I lost my virginity, I'll probably put an annotation on the screen, maybe put a link in the description somewhere. I think it's a pretty good story, so I would definitely tell you to check it out. And the another video you should watch before you watch this one is the first time I smoked weed, like the first time I got high. I have a video about that. I'll put that link in the description. And I just think it'll be interesting to see, like, because the first time I got high, it was like a year ago. And then the first time I got caught smoking weed was actually very recently. So, but before I even start it, I want to say this is, I didn't really get caught smoking, like I wasn't in the act of smoking, but you can tell, like, the smell was very dominant and prevalent and all that good stuff. But yeah, so I'll just go ahead and get this story started. So it was my cousin. He's a year, I graduated last year. I graduated high school last year, and my cousin, he's a year behind me, so he was just graduating this year. And while he was graduating, the graduation starts at like 8 o'clock, so they was going to be there until like 11 or 12 that night. So my grandma just decided she was going to spend the night at my aunt's house that night. So I was like, okay, you know, I can have this girl come over, because that was just the initial plan. And then, so me and the girl started talking, and the girl, she's like real big into smoking and stuff. And I was like, well, you know, it'd be really cool if the girl came over and we got high. So I was like, alright, so that sounds like a plan. So then I invited my other friend over, that's a guy, and I told the girl that was coming over to bring a friend. And, you know, we were just gonna chill, you know, have a good time, you know, do all the kind of stuff teenagers like to do. So we get it all set up or whatever. The guy friend was actually late, so I had to entertain two girls, like, by myself. It was weird, because, like, we was all still sober, so I couldn't, it was just weird having to entertain, like, two people at the same time with, like, nothing to go off of. But I did a pretty good job, because I'm amazing like that. But back to the story. So my friend, he just rolled up 2 blunts, and then we started smoking, and it was crazy because, like as soon as you was done hitting one, like you was about to pass it, the other one would come to you, and you're like, oh my god, like it was almost like bad. But I mean, I'm not like a huge smoker, but I definitely can hold my own. But I was like, oh my god, like, when is this gonna stop? So it was just funny. And then so we were like high as hell. I know I was. It was actually like raining and thundering outside, which was like the coolest shit ever to me, because I've never got high while it was storming outside. And we had the door, the window, like all of this shit open to try and help the circulation so it wouldn't smell the next day. So we had all this shit open or whatever, so the thunder and lightning and all that, it sounded really close. And I remember I was drinking a bottle of water, and I heard a lightning strike, and it almost felt like I was drinking lightning. Like, it was the craziest shit. Like, I felt the zigzag of the lightning strike. I felt that, like, on my tongue. Like, I can't describe it. And I promise you the weed was not laced with anything. But it was just, I don't know, it was the coolest fucking feeling ever. And then me and the girl were sitting beside each other. I could tell she was trying to like have sex and stuff, but it was so weird because her face like transformed into a cheetah for me. Like, she went from being like an attractive girl to being a cheetah. It was the craziest shit like I've ever experienced, and it was a complete turn off. Like, I didn't even look at her the rest of the night. I was like, there's no way I can have sex with a cheetah tonight. So like, I hope you guys don't think I'm joking. Like, this is serious stuff. So she turned into a cheetah, and then so that killed that part of the night. And then at one point, I swear I started to feel like I was just like made of water. like I was a water, like a solid human being of water. Like it's hard to picture your skin just being water, and that's what I felt like. Like I remember I like hit my chest, and I just felt like the vibration of the water. Like it was the craziest stuff ever. But yeah, enough about my high stories. But yeah, so that was crazy. And then they ended up leaving, and they almost missed it because the bus only runs until like 12:05. I think that's the last bus. And they left my house at like 12:30. So they're really lucky that that bus driver let them on the bus, because they were not close to home. But yeah, so they ended up getting on the bus. They left or whatever. And then we sprayed Lysol everywhere, or Febreze or something, I don't know. It wasn't anything like too strong, so you could smell like, oh, they sprayed Lysol in here. But it definitely had a good smell, so we sprayed that. I want to say it's Febreze. We sprayed Febreze. As I said, when we were smoking, the door was already open, and it was like lightning and thundering and raining, so I thought that would help even more. And then I turned on like every fan in the house, everything. And then I knew my grandma was coming home the next day, but I didn't know like what time she was coming home. So I was just like, alright, well, I woke up at like 7 that morning, and then I went to like, I want to say I went to check the mail. I think I was still high. I went to check the mail, but obviously mail doesn't run at 7 in the morning, so I guess I just walked outside and came back in. And I still didn't smell, like, I didn't smell it at all. It was probably because I was still high myself. And yeah, so I was like, okay, you know, I'm clear. So I turned off all the fans then, because I knew it'd be suspicious if every fan in the house was on. So I just turned off all the fans. I think I kept like my fan open. I kept my fan on like in my room. And then I just went back to sleep. So then tell me why my aunt awakes me an hour later, and she just tells me, oh, there's something very important we have to talk about in the living room. So I go out there, and it's just my aunt and my grandma sitting down, and they asked me if we were smoking pot in the living room the night before. And when I tell you, like, it's one thing when your parents says like they're mad at you, but when they say they're disappointed, it's so much worse. When I tell you, I was like heartbroken. I was like, no, like I don't want to disappoint my grandma. And it just felt like, especially like the smoke in her house, that's the stupidest thing you can do. Like, looking back on it, I can't believe I did something so goddamn stupid. But for some reason, like in the time leading up to that, I didn't think it was that big of a deal. But if you're a smoker, please never smoke in your parents' house. Don't do that. It's the stupidest shit you could ever do. But so that day, she didn't say a word to me. I literally just sat in my room and watched Woody's Gamer Tags, like Mail Monday. He has like, I don't know, I want to say like 100 and something episodes now. And I literally watched Mail Monday for like 8 hours that day. Now granted, I was high as hell, so it was probably like more entertaining than it sounds. But it was still like, it was one of the worst days of my life. And I noticed she took all the alcohol out of the fridge now. And she started sleeping with her door closed. But I think she realized, like, I'm not stupid. Like, I'm not gonna, if I get caught, like, I'm not even gonna smoke anymore. So since I got caught, it's like, I guess she expected it to be like the first step in, you know, a lot of shit that I'm gonna start doing wrong. But it's not gonna be like that. You know, I'm actually gonna stop doing stupid shit now. So yeah, it just kind of sucked. But that was my story. I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to leave a like, leave a comment, and let me know what you guys think. And I'll see you guys later. All right, bye.